okay? Because it's the company holiday party today. And there's booze, and there's create your own cookie, because that's what adults want to do at a holiday party. We want to draw on cookies. But that's what they're doing right about now. I was just asking, first off, good afternoon, Evan. How are you?
Today's the day.
877-337-6666 is the number.
Today's the day.
It's December 14th.
Craig's turning.
Today's, what am I doing?
You're turning. No, go ahead.
Oh, on the Yankees?
Whatever you're going to talk about. Took a week.
Well, I'm just like, I kill him. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm trying to figure it out, and that's why I asked Rich if I missed it. I want to be sure I didn't miss it. What did the Yankees do this offseason? They did nothing. What did they do?
They re-signed Aaron Judge.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
They added
and
Tommy.
I'm supposed to be excited.
They added Tommy Kahnle to their bullpen.
Now, I'm glad they brought Aaron Judge back. Right decision, in my opinion. There was also a number I wouldn't have gone to, but all good. No, neither here nor there. Aaron Judge is back. Aaron Hicks is playing for the Yankees next year.
As of right now, he's on the roster.
Aaron Hicks is going to be on the roster next year.
As of right now.
Josh Donaldson, going to be a Yankee next year.
As of right now.
Just asking the questions.
As of right now.
IKF, going to be a Yankee next year.
As of right now.
Huh. All right, so what I'm trying to figure out is, other than the public pressure and the emotional pressure, which I respect and I get, of bringing back Aaron Judge, the New York Yankees have done nothing.
Yeah, and
is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay.
And what's concerning about
that... And
Yankee
fans are tolerating that because, we got Judge back. God forbid we didn't have him back.
Well, normally, Rich Ackerman's response would be fair. He'd say it's still only December 14th. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
If I and you made a list of the best offensive players available in free agency, they're all gone.
Right. That's my point.
Like
right.
Xander
the last one went
Bogaerts,
last night, right?
Gone. Carlos Correa, gone. Brandon Nimmo, second best outfielder after Judge, gone. Trey Turner, gone. So now all of a sudden, if you're a Yankee fan or you're Brian Cashman and you say, hey, we really need to fix the offense despite the amount of runs we scored. We believe we need to improve in left field. We need to improve at third base. My question to you would be this.
Yeah.
How you going to do it?
I don't have an answer for you.
Maybe
I don't think there is an answer.
Well, there's a surprise trade maybe. I'm not ruling that out. But in terms of the easiest way to improve your team, and the easiest way, Craig, to improve your team is free agency. You buy a player.
Yes.
All the big guys to buy are now gone after last night's decision of Carlos Correa signing with the Giants.
So we didn't buy any players.
Correct.
And not that Tyone was the greatest pitcher. We lost the starting pitcher in Jamison Tyone. And I would not have given him that contract, so I have no issue at all with the Yankees not matching or making that offer to Tyone, to be fair to the Yankees. But, yes, there could be a surprise trade. I knew there was that silly rumor the other day that the Yankees were looking to trade for Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, it didn't seem like there's a lot of merit to it.
Right.
And it kind of died off into the Netherlands.
There's no merit.
All right, and I'm with you on that, but at least I acknowledge I heard it.
Sure.
And I'm trying to figure out why, as a fake Yankee fan, I should be happy with this offseason. And I only say it because congratulations to the Mets. Not only have the Mets gotten better, the Mets apparently damn near got Carlos Correa.
Well, that's
last
debatable
night.
To some Met fans. They don't feel necessarily like the Mets have gotten better because the Mets spent a fortune to basically retain. They spent a fortune to retain Edwin Diaz, a fortune to retain Brandon Nimmo, and then less, but a lot of money to replace DeGrom, Bassett, and Taijuan Walker.
Okay.
So there are Met fans who feel, hey, we haven't gotten any better. We still need a bat. So I just want to... Now, I happen not to be one of those guys, but I want to at least represent that there are Met fans who feel like, hey, we've spent a ton of money, but we haven't necessarily gotten better.
And to be fair, the Yankees committed a lot of money to Aaron Judge, but it's over a lengthy period of time.
Right.
It's not as if the Yankee payroll is going to be $150 million more than it was last year, because it's not going to be. And I'm trying to figure out why or how Yankee fans are feeling right now. You know, here we are 11 days before Christmas, and all the top-notch players other than Rodon, a lefty starter, who it seems like the Yankees are certainly in on, although the last report I read was that they're far apart in the amount of money or years, whatever it is. But the Yankees are certainly actively pursuing the guy, which would be great, obviously, and give them a pretty damn good starting rotation. But if you tell me as a Yankee fan that I'm going to, on March 30th, I'm going to turn on the TV and I'm going to see Aaron Hicks patrolling the outfield for the New York Yankees, there's a chance I vomit. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm trying to figure out why Yankee fans are tolerating that.
I don't think Yankee fans are tolerating that.
Seems like they are.
I think Yankee fans are pissed. I think
Now.
Yankee fans were pissed when the season was over.
Yeah.
I think they're pissed now.
I
think
think
that
Big
there
Mac's
was,
not pissed at all. He's happy as a clown.
Big Mac's one guy. He doesn't represent every single Yankee fan.
No, look at me. He's so
There's
happy.
a fine line between pissed and happy as a clam.
Happy as a clam you are.
I'm not clammy
And
at
I
all.
want to say this.
I'm not clammy.
I respect the fact that we've got the Jets and the Giants in a huge weekend of football that means a heck of a lot. And I know sometimes we get distracted because football's king and we have meaningful games in December and we're all focused on what do they have to do? How do we find the path to the playoffs? But if I'm a diehard Yankee fan, I got to be honest with you, I'm disappointed. And if they shove Aaron Hicks down my throat, I'm going to be beyond disappointed. I'm going to be pissed. And if I see Donaldson starting at third base, I'm going to be pissed. And if I hear the notion of, well, wait till the Oswaldos really get into their groove, I'm going to be pissed. I mean, I'd even be a Yankee fan if that's the direction this thing's going. What have they done? They got bullied into re-signing Aaron Judge.
They had to re-sign Aaron Judge.
Okay.
This offseason is proof that they had to re-sign Aaron Judge.
And did nothing else.
Correct.
Like, there was no other plan that I could see.
Well, they haven't done anything else.
I might be wrong.
They haven't done anything else. And the problem is, I think there was grandiose thoughts from some Yankee fans. You were actually one of them, too,
Yeah.
I remember.
Go ahead.
Who thought, hey, they'll sign Xander Bogaerts, too.
Thought that'd be
They'll
on the
sign
table,
Carlos Correa, too. I
Why
know Big
not?
Mac had that thought.
Yeah.
And now as we sit here today, the Yankees still may do something significant that you'll be happy about.
Okay.
But it's not the obvious thing anymore. Because the obvious thing were, hey, there are some really good offensive players who are free agents. Go sign them.
Yes.
Go use the power of the checkbook and go bring those guys in. And the Yankees decided, Craig, not to engage in it because were they even negotiating with any of those big bats?
I don't know the answer to that question, but now, let me be fair about this as well. Well, I'm clearly being critical of a lack of movement this offseason.
You should be. I am,
but
too.
I also want to be fair. I would not have given Carlos Correa a 13-year contract.
Right.
I wouldn't have done
So
that.
what would you have done then?
I would have given him an 8-year contract. I may have even gone to 9 years.
Right.
But I would not have given him the contract that he got from the Giants.
But Craig, here's the problem, and this is where we have to kind of battle with ourselves.
Go ahead.
All these elite level players that are now signed and gone, they're done.
Yep.
All signed contracts that most of us would probably look at and say, yeah, I'm good. Did you want to give Xander Bogaerts an 11-year contract?
I'm with you. No, I didn't. And by the way, the Boston Red Sox didn't either.
But here's the problem.
Right.
Here's the problem we all have to battle with.
Go ahead.
What are they going to do? Like, we could sit here and say, hey, that was a bad contract. I'm glad they didn't give it to him. That's a bad. Well, okay, the Yankees haven't improved themselves. And the best free agent bat on the market is who now? Michael Brantley and J.D. Martinez? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I'm with
there
you.
are guys out there, but
But
there's nobody out there that's going to warm your cockles.
All right, so if the Yankees don't get Rodon, they had an offseason in which they didn't get any
But
better.
hold on a second.
Is that
Even
fair?
if they do get Rodon,
Yeah.
how have they improved the offense?
They have not.
Is that not a thing you thought they needed to improve upon the season ending?
100%, yes.
Okay, so then even if you do sign Carlos Rodon, the question needs to be, are you going to do anything to improve this offense, or are you essentially running it back? Because I could argue right now, Craig, until Benintendi's still out there,
Yep.
they haven't even brought him back.
Right.
So they've gotten technically worse.
Yeah, so it's just strange to me because it's almost like everyone got all caught up, rightfully so, in the signing of Aaron Judge. Oh, it's amazing, and it is. But
They needed to sign him,
But
Craig.
the follow-up hasn't been what I thought it would be, which is, what the F are we doing? Like, you had to bring Aaron Judge back. So let's just put that aside. We're in agreement.
100%, yeah.
It's done. Congratulations. Hal Steinbrenner got the deal done from Italy, blah, blah, blah. They kept the guy they had to keep. But I thought the goal was to get better. Now, you could make the argument they won 99 games last year. If certain things go their way, they win 100. Not that it's relevant. They won the division. Didn't matter what the number was, right? Why are we looking, go crazy? We're a good enough team. We're going to be in the playoffs next year. And if the Philadelphia Phillies proved anything to us, get in, you have a chance to win. And what I'm scared about is if that's the thinking, and I don't know that it is. For all I know, they made an offer to Correa. and it wasn't an 11-year offer. For all I know, they went after Trey Turner, and it wasn't a, what it would get, 10, 11-year offer. So there's certainly a chance that they made offers or called these people and were not willing to go the lengths these other teams went. Giants, Padres specifically, right? But, man, it would be nice if they got somebody.
Well, I think it would have been nice if the Yankees got or did what I think a lot of their fans wanted, which was to play checkbook bully baseball and say, okay, how do we improve ourselves? We don't want to trade any prospects. Let's spend a crap load of money.
Sure.
Which we've seen Hal Steinbrenner do, by the way.
Yeah.
In the past. Now,
But
they had to spend a ton of money to keep Aaron Judge, but to no Yankee fan, and I certainly wouldn't think to Brian Cashman, would that have been enough? So they decided, obviously, as of now, again, unless there's a trade that none of us see coming, to not play checkbook bully baseball. And I think that's what Yankee fans wanted after a season like
I agree,
last year.
and I'll do you one better. And that's what, just so you know, all cards on the table, totally transparent. If the Yankees had made deals, even if they were minor deals, to get rid of certain guys without necessarily adding a big name to replace them, I think that would have made me happy. I can't look at Aaron Hicks again as a Yankee. I don't want Josh Donaldson to be a Yankee. I don't. So if you told me that they got rid of those two guys and we wouldn't get much in return, but the Yankees will look different in that they're not here, I'd be happy
You
about
still
that.
may get that. Like, I wouldn't rule that out.
All right.
I don't
then
think
I'll
that's...
be happy.
You're going to get that.
Okay, but you say that,
Yeah.
but you don't know that. Much like I don't know that we're not.
No. Well, I can tell you, Aaron Hicks is not going to be the starting left fielder.
No, he's not. I agree with Big Mac.
Oswaldo even if the team doesn't change right now, Oswaldo Cabrera is your starting left fielder.
Okay.
They're done with Hicks.
Okay.
Now,
Who's my starting shortstop?
Oswald Peraza.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But here's the difference, though, Craig. Your bar that you just set, that would not be enough for me. The bar of, I just need Hicks and Donaldson gone.
I need them gone.
That's fine, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but I need more than that. I need better than that.
Sure.
If your bar for this offseason is, well, they kept Judge and they got rid of those two guys,
Okay, let me ask you this.
that's not enough.
What if the Yankees come out and go, here's the reality. What you guys don't know because you haven't watched them play every game in the minors.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see them for a bit, and they look good, right? They weren't overpowered or overmatched necessarily. If they said what Big Mac just said, Peraza's our shortstop.
I got no problem with that.
Oswaldo, what's his name? The other Oswaldo?
Cabrera.
Cabrera's our starting left fielder.
I'm not good with that.
Peraza.
All right, so
I'm not good with that.
You told me that I got Bader coming back. Maybe they signed Benintendi. I don't know.
That's not good enough.
And that's that.
No, that's not good
and
enough.
And trust me, you guys just don't know how good the two Oswaldos
listen,
are.
I think that Peraza deserves a chance to play right out of the gate. I think Cabrera is more of a super utility guy, if we're getting technical with it.
Yeah.
But that's not enough. You didn't improve yourself.
Okay.
Like, I agree, the Yankees are going to rely on some of their youth to contribute in 2023, a lot like the Mets are with Beatty and Alvarez, but that's not enough. That's not going to please
By the way, I agree with you.
enough Yankee fans.
And
So what I wonder about now, not because I kind of agree with you, and this is what makes it so difficult. I don't think the Yankees or the Mets should have given Carlos Correa a 12 or 13-year contract.
So I agree on the same page, right?
We are.
Yep.
But if they had given him that contract,
It would have been celebrated.
Here's what we would have said. Don't love the contract, but for today, for this moment, 27, 28-year-old guy in the prime of his career, the Yankees are significantly better, and we'll worry about the contract at a later date.
Right.
Most Yankee fans and Met fans just want to get better.
Yep.
They want to say, my team is better, and as of right now, as important as it was to keep Judge, and I commend them for doing it, and going the extra mile to make sure it happened, you've got to do more. And when you look at free agency, there's no longer an easy answer. So, the old Clint Capella line for Brian Cashman. What the hell are you going to do about it?
And let me be fair about, my coverage of baseball. I could make an argument why I know most Met fans are thrilled because the Mets are writing big checks. I don't know that the Mets are a better team.
I just told you that.
They lost 3 pitchers. They replaced them with a 40-year-old. I can't say they're better.
Well, that's not what they did, actually. They
lost
replaced
Bassett. They lost Taiwan
They didn't
Wall.
replace-
And they got Senga, who we know nothing about.
Okay, but frame it more correctly than they lost 3 guys and replaced them with a 40-year-old.
I mean, they did.
They replaced my favorite player who only made 11 starts last year with a guy who won the American League Cy Young last year.
Right.
I'm not celebrating it. I don't want anyone to think I am.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the facts.
Yeah.
That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, Kodai Senga for Chris Bassett. It's a great point. Chris Bassett threw 180 innings last year.
Yep.
I hope Senga's better.
Knock on wood he is, and Obviously, if he is, great deal, but we don't know.
I think Quintana Walker has a chance to be a wash. I think they've improved their bullpen with David Robertson, but you're right about the offense. The offense for the Mets has only improved in theory, and that's the idea that Francisco Alvarez is going to produce offensively, that Brett Beatty is going to produce offensively. But here's the difference.
Go ahead.
I know as a Met fan, I know they're not done. Like, I know they're going to add a bat.
Although
I know they are.
Epler said the heavy lifting's done
never,
because there's no one great left.
Correct. I never said it's a heavy lifting bat. It doesn't need to be a heavy lifting bat.
Okay.
But they're going to add a bat.
Yeah.
I think the worry right now the Yankee fan has is, what am I going to do?
Yeah, it's really a crazy day in sports. We're having our holiday party that we can't attend, but you guys can go during the first break and load up. I'll watch the board for you, no problem. So we have the Yankees doing nothing. The Mets may or may not have gotten any better. And then this little ditty just flew under the radar today. And that is that Mike White is not practicing today because of the rib injury that we were told he didn't have after the game by him, not by the team. He said he's fine. He's not good enough to practice today. And who's running the first team offense right now out of Florham Park? The return of Zachariah.
Yeah.
He is now the number 2 quarterback. And if Mike White can't play, and there's no expectation that he won't yet, other than not practicing today, we are back in business with Zach Wilson.
And Robert Saleh made me laugh because at his press conference, he said the play from last week had nothing to do with elevating Zach. What happened is that Zach's been working really hard behind the scenes.
The play by Flacco.
The play by Flacco. The play at the quarterback position.
Okay.
I mean, come on, Coach. Right. Listen, the reason why Jet fans wanted Zach Wilson to be elevated to number 2 had everything to do with the senior citizen looking like he wanted no business on the field on Sunday.
And not just that. When Saleh said that, the follow-up should be, then why wasn't Zach number 2 last week?
Because he's been working hard the last 3 weeks to elevate himself to number 2. He's earned that.
My point is, though, he hasn't practiced since Sunday.
Right.
So if he had already, all the practice that led to him becoming number 2 now was based on previous work prior to today.
Yes.
So Robert Saleh can't say that it had nothing to do with Flacco. It's because Zach busted his ass and he's playing great.
That's what they're saying.
Because if that's the case, then he would have been the backup in Buffalo.
No, he needed 2 weeks as the third stringer.
My point is, he got the 2 weeks.
I know.
Right?
Look, the whole thing is foolish, but here's what I know. Mike White is playing on Sunday.
No, you don't know that.
Yes, I do know that.
No, you don't.
I know that. You want to know
how
I know
do you
that?
know that? He didn't practice today.
Because Mike White said he's going to play Sunday.
And he did. Yeah, he also said he was going to be able to practice. He can't.
First of all, practicing today is not that big of a deal.
Remember what I told you? Remember when we came in and I go, I think he's got internal bleeding and broken ribs.
Right.
And it was an hour after his press conference where he said he was fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
And everybody was yelling at me, you don't even do your research. You don't even know. Okay.
Well, he doesn't have internal bleeding. It's still wrong.
Yeah, maybe I do know.
No, you don't know.
Maybe I am aware that
First
his ribs
of all,
are banged up.
Robert Saleh couldn't be any more tone deaf if he actually sat in front of the media on back-to-back days and said, Mike White's going to play. We're planning as if he's going to play. He's likely going to play. Yeah. If he was unsure about his status, he would give the whole, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
And Mike White's the same guy who not once but twice came back from vicious hits on Sunday. And on his first pass through freaking dimes, trust me, the Jets know the reality. Even if Mike White is banged up, his ass is behind center to start that game against the Lions. And if things go badly, look, Zach's in the on-deck circle. There's no doubt. I mean, is there a possibility Zach Wilson gets on the field on Sunday?
I think there's a 50-50 possibility, unless, of course, he's a quick healer, meaning Mike White, and by tomorrow he's all good and he practices.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean at all.
Based on what, performance?
No, I mean by taking one more hit.
Oh, he gets hit and gets knocked out.
Like the Jets' offensive line didn't exactly do a great job of protecting Mike White on Sunday.
You're right.
Is it not possible that the Lions get a couple of licks at Mike White and all of a sudden he's sitting back on the bench because he's hurt? Of course it's possible.
Certainly possible, Evan. It's on the table.